Hey everybody, Jordan Orell here. Today I want to talk about how circumcision, uh, it's an extreme act of violence, it's an extreme violation of human rights, uh, excruciatingly painful for a baby, and removes a lot of sexual function, removes most of the nerve endings in the penis. It's a horrific thing. And so a lot of people frame that as being a victim of male genital mutilation or being a survivor of circumcision, something that's traumatizing and that's causes grief. Circumcision grief is another term used, and those are all legitimate. Those are all true in a sense, and they're all also, we must, I think, understand frames. They're ways of viewing reality. They're ways of seeing what has happened to us, and some frames are helpful at times, and not helpful at other times. And I think those are stages that we go through, or certain frames that are useful in certain situations and useful in certain contexts, but they're not always the most useful frame. And another way you can view it, that I try to take on increasingly, as I've sort of evolved through feeling those things, is realizing that circumcision can actually make you a hero, and that you can see yourself as a hero. And Joseph Campbell's hero's journey can absolutely apply to someone who's a victim of genital mutilation, whether that's a female, a male, intersex child, or what have you. Whatever your case is, if you have gone through an extreme adversity and gone through extreme pain, that that can be taken as something that has harmed you and that has made you less of a human being and that has destroyed a part of you, and that's all legitimate and true, and actually a phase of the hero's journey, the going into darkness, the going into the wilderness, or going through the challenges. That's a really important part of the evolution of the hero, from this sort of meek nobody to the god, the champion. And so I think that could be a really useful frame for some men who are circumcised in the United States, who are suffering a lot, and as well as women. There are women who are circumcised in the U.S. too, who suffer a lot from that. And you can realize that you don't have to always be a victim, that you can actually take that pain and go into it and feel it fully all the way. And find mentors along the way. I want to be a mentor for people who are suffering from circumcision trauma and help them through to become stronger and to ultimately overcome circumcision, to then become that hero that saves future babies from being hurt, and that can achieve other solutions to the problem, like achieving funding for Foragen for someone who's trying to regenerate human tissue and replace it so that we can have what we were born with. People who are trying to create more healing for other men and women, or people who want to do other projects. You don't have to do something related to circumcision, but the lessons you learn from it and the strength you gain from it and the empathy that you develop from it can all help you become a more powerful person. It disintegrates you, it destroys you, it rips you apart, and it's this demon, it's this dragon that we need to slay. And to slay that takes love, takes compassion for ourselves, and compassion for all of the children who are experiencing genital cutting. Because the greater the demon, the more strong the hero must become, and this is truly one of the most demonic things that could happen. The genital cutting of children. It's completely normalized. It's like, how can you defeat that? How can you overcome something that's totally ingrained into the culture, to your friends, to your family, to the authority figures? Everybody believes in this myth, and it's time to create a new myth. It's time to create a new story, to create our own story, to rewrite history, and we're going to be whatever we want ourselves to be, whatever we decide we're going to be. It's your choice. So please make the right choice.